Welcome to the Trump Breaking News Network, your daily source for up-to-the-minute Trump news. Join us today and every day. Here's today's news.
This is TBNN.
We interrupt this video to bring you a special announcement. We will continue with your video after this short announcement. There is a massive boycott with YouTube and its advertisers happening right now. This boycott threatens our existence, as well as the entire YouTube channel database. You can do a search on Google to confirm this boycott. We urge you to help by supporting our channel with a $1 donation, just $1, to help offset our growing expenses. Our staff is working diligently to keep you informed and up to date on events and intel that you have grown accustomed to receiving. Our staff produce over 70 videos on a daily basis in English and in Spanish. This is a tremendous undertaking. This is why we use a computerized voice, because of the massive amount of information we provide for you. We accept PayPal donations, and our donation link is below in our description. When the boycott is over, we'll let you know. This is a serious situation for YouTube and its advertisers. If you appreciate our channel and the intel that we provide for you, then please consider this much needed $1 donation. I want to personally thank you in advance for your support. And now, here is your scheduled video.
Trump to bully Fed into printing money, negative for stocks, positive for gold. Buy Gold Core. David McWilliams has written an interesting article in which he puts forward the case that Trump is likely to turn on the enemy within, the Federal Reserve, and bully them into printing money. He points out that this was seen in 1971 when Nixon bullied the Fed into printing and debasing the dollar. McWilliams says this would be bad for stocks markets, which would fall in value as was seen in the 1970s. This would be positive for gold, as the printing of dollars, rising inflation and stagflation saw gold surge in the 1970s when it rose from $35 per ounce in 1971 to over $850 per ounce in January 1980, see chart. Along the way there was a significant correction when gold prices fell by nearly 50%, very much akin to gold's price falls from 2013 to 2015. Gold in USD in 1970s. McWilliams does not expressly say that it is positive for gold, but the 1970s, the historical record and the data shows that the printing of money and currency debasement is positive for gold in the long term. McWilliams writes, "What happens if Trump bullies the Fed into accepting his higher growth rates, which he achieves by boosting government spending and borrowing billions? Could it happen in the first place? Yes, it could. In the 1970s, Richard Nixon bullied the Fed into printing money so that he could win the 1972 election. It can happen because it has happened. This would mean that all the old rules go out the window. American wages would rise much quicker than they have in the past few decades. The average guy will feel richer, and then he will be persuaded to vote for Trump again. Wall Street would wobble and the stock market fall, but the vast majority of people don't own stocks, so they won't care. And Trump will get his re-election, and the only people who will squeal in the short term are rich bankers and investors on CNBC. Sounds logical? That's because it is. The Fed gets put in its technocratic place, the White House spins it as a victory for democracy over technocracy, and the Democratic Party is robbed of its electoral clothes. From a Trumpian perspective, what's not to love? That's exactly why it's likely. Full article here: when Trump turns on the enemy within, the Fed. News and commentary. Gold prices hold up, expect increased volatility, bulliondesk.com. Dollar drops as European stocks climb on earnings, markets wrap, Bloomberg.com. Mortgage applications drop 1.8%, despite lowest interest rates since November, CNBC.com. Arctis ups gold allocation amid heightened market uncertainty, investmentweek.co.uk. Gold's top forecaster says prices may hit $1.350 by year-end, Bloomberg.com. Markets start to ponder the $13 trillion asset gorilla in the room, BBG, Bloomberg.com. Gold slammed for second day as someone panic dumps $3 billion notional ahead of London fix, ZeroHedge.com. Gold trading systems experience growing pains, Bloomberg.com. $3 billion paper gold selling scam backfires, Embry, KingWorldNews.com. Animation, the collapse of the middle class in 20 major U.S. cities, VisualCapitalist.com. Investors' nightmare scenario takes shape in French election, Wall Street Journal, WallStreetJournal.com. 7 Real Risks blog banner. Gold prices, LBMA AM. 20th of April, $1,279 and 90 cents, 996 pounds and 91 pence and 1,188 euros per ounce. 19th of April, $1,282 and 5 cents, 999 pounds and 74 pence and 1,196 euros and 79 cents per ounce. 18th of April, $1,285, 1,025 pounds and 82 pence and 1,205 euros and 46 cents per ounce. 13th of April, $1,286 and 10 cents, 1,025 pounds and 28 pence and 1,208 euros and 42 cents per ounce. 12th of April, $1,272 and 30 cents, 1,018 pounds and 22 pence and 1,199 euros and 2 cents per ounce. 11th of April, $1,255 and 70 cents, 1,011 pounds and 47 pence and 1,183 euros and 75 cents per ounce. 10th of April, $1,253 and 60 cents, 1,011 pounds and 15 pence and 1,184 euros and 40 cents per ounce. Silver prices, LBMA. 20th of April, $18 and 19 cents, 14 pounds and 21 pence and 16 euros and 91 cents per ounce. 19th of April, $18 and 22 cents, 14 pounds and 19 pence and 16 euros and 99 cents per ounce. 18th of April, $18 and 42 cents, 14 pounds and 56 pence and 17 euros and 27 cents per ounce. 13th of April, $18 and 56 cents, 14 pounds and 80 pence and 17 euros and 45 cents per ounce. 12th of April, $18 and 31 cents, 14 pounds and 65 pence and 17 euros and 27 cents per ounce. 11th of April, $17 and 94 cents, 14 pounds and 44 pence and 16 euros and 91 cents per ounce. 10th of April, $17 and 94 cents, 14 pounds and 47 pence and 16 euros and 97 cents per ounce. Recent market updates. Silver production has huge decline in second largest producer Peru. Gold erases post-election fall as Trump wrong on dollar. Perth Mint silver bullion sales rise 43% in March. Gold surges above key 200-day moving average $1,270 level. Bank of England rigging Libor, gold market too? Pension crisis in US and globally is unavoidable. Gold, silver and oil spike after US bombs Syria. Why now is the time to invest in gold and silver, Schroders. Harrius Gold Refinery buys Swiss refiner Arger Harrius. Invest in gold, 46 trillion reasons why. Gold and silver best performing assets in Q1, 2017. Irish government to issue free gold coin to protect citizens from Brexit's impact on Euro and EU. 3 wise men warn crash coming, on gold. Access award-winning daily and weekly updates here.
That's the news. Join us here every day. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell. See you next time.
This is TBNN.